What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So in this video, I'm making a prediction. I'm making a prediction about this weekend, as a matter of fact. And I honestly hope that the prediction, that it doesn't come true. I truly don't, but I'm going to do it anyways. Because I think there's something we seriously need to talk about. So thank you very much for joining me here. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. Welcome to ClearTalk. If you'd like to check out videos from the rest of the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all the good stuff to get more videos in front of more people. It's free for you, helps out the channel tremendously. We're trying to aim for 500, and I need your help. If you don't want to do notifications, it's perfectly fine. But just at least subscribe. And if you'd like to check out videos from the rest of the channel, JMDPLAY, JMD Puzzling there. If you like what you see on those channels, subscribe to those as well. That would be amazing to help grow those channels as well. If you like go further than subscribing, there's Patreon there. $3. $3, you can support any of the channels that you would like to help grow those channels, to help grow Patreon, to help grow JMD Nation, and contribute how you would like to contribute. Any contribution support is given very much appreciated, and I thank you very, very, very much. And if you're returning, you are amazing. Okay, you are freaking amazing. Welcome back. Keep coming back because you are what makes JMD Nation. Okay, so since I'm not very hyped here in this video because this is very serious. And again I'm making a prediction. As you've seen, probably, most likely, if you've been on X or whatever, or, been paying attention, I did a video yesterday talking about the Easter lunch, all right, and the things that happened on that, in that event. And I kept it actually relatively short. I went over specific things, but then I got to thinking afterwards. And thinking back on the way this war has been enacted by specific parties. Okay. And then thinking about what this weekend is. Thinking about the prayer service section of what we talked about with this luncheon. The fact that the majority of the people that were there were like basically Christian Zionists. They are hardcore Israel supporters. They're very much in the camps of that type of ideology. And then the fact that the White House has been posting up stuff like this. Okay. Talking about this entire week has been deemed as the Holy Week in the White House. All right. Where there's supposed to be all kinds of events going on to celebrate faith and religious liberty, so to speak. Although it's, the Trump administration honors the Christian faith with several events at the White House leading up to the blessed holiday of Easter. So it's the celebration of faith and religious liberty as in like Christian liberty, not like religious liberty in general. And I got to thinking. The last time we did, when we started this war, the start of this war was on a religious holiday for Israel. Okay? Flow with me here. It's a religious holiday for Israel in remembrance of the biblical war with their ultimate enemies, which were now being considered Iran. The same area, Persians, back then it was a different group of people, but nevertheless, That was what this whole war, the weekend that this war started, it was on a religious Israel holiday. Now we are here on a Christian religious holiday. And last night, in Trump's address to the nation, he makes the statement that if we can't make a deal, then we are going to bomb them back into the Stone Age. And this has been now picked up by the entire, like, all his sycophants and congressional, like, supporters and backers and all this. That they, we're going to bomb them back into the Stone Age. And we've been, preparing up soldiers in the region, sending more there. They should be ready, and most of them should be arriving if they haven't already arrived by now. And with the parallels yesterday in that event, the Easter event, talking about all the things that Jesus went through, him being persecuted, arrested, falsely accused, but the head, like, religious figure there for the White House, Paula White, whatever, that scum of a woman, she made a very interesting comment, something in the way of, like, Jesus had to rise from, he rose from those ashes. He was crucified, but he rose from those ashes. He rose from that torture and his enemies or whatever. Like, he rose up from that, and she paralleled that at one point right there in the same breath about Trump rising from his torture, because he was arrested, and he's criminalized and all these things, and it was falsely accused and blah 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 blah, which we know is bullshit. But this being the Easter weekend and being deemed the Holy Week. Now, while Trump did state that they expect this war to only go another 2 or 3 weeks, I'm predicting that we are going to do a some sort of massive offensive operation this weekend. Very likely to start tomorrow at some point. I think, because after hearing that, we have multiple like high-end military officers and stuff who have been telling their troops and stuff, or officers, whatever, that this is a holy war. This is the Armageddon. This is bringing back our Savior in the end times, and all this kind of shit that that's been reported, and we've seen Pete Hegseth with all his talks about this in his sermon speeches, whatever. This has become a holy war for Christian Zionists all over America, all over the world. And it's in unison with all the Jewish Zionists in Israel. Again, started the war on an Israel holiday, And I think there is an intent to finish the war, quote unquote, on a Christian holiday in unison, using Jesus and Easter as like the cornerstone of ending this war. I don't know if anybody has thought about this. I really don't. I'm on a you can almost call this a conspiratorial predictive week for me, because I did I predict or theorized in a video yesterday about the Trump presidential library and stuff, and how he potentially will try to be a opposition leader, presidential figure, even past if it, once he loses, and he will continue that. I made that yesterday in that video. This video, I'm making a prediction for this weekend when it comes to this war. I think there's going to be an operation, major operation, whether it's some sort of boots on the ground, some sort of major bombing campaign. I don't know. But with the rhetoric from Trump and now the rest of the regime about bombing them into the Stone Age, which is like a really really wild thing to say. I think there's a good chance. I think there's a good chance that some major operation is going to happen. More than likely again. And I think it's going to be a full-on 3-day operation. I think it's going to parallel with, the major construction around Easter. Okay? Like, this will be the Jesus crucifixion, the whole, he goes into hell, quote unquote, fights the devil for the keys to the abyss and all this shit, and then he rises from the ashes and to glory to make the new kingdom, all this, the 3-day thing. Okay. I think there's going to be some sort of major operation starting tomorrow at some point that will more than likely go all the way through Sunday. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong for multiple reasons. Because for one, I hope I'm wrong because I think it would be a horrible, horrible operation and escalation to this war that will have potential ramifications that is going to be felt globally. But also, I think it would be wholly disrespectful and just like completely eroding the whole concept and idea around Easter for Christians. And again, this is coming from someone who is no longer a Christian. But I understand. I understand what Easter represents for Christians. And this would be a very this would be sinister. This would be a sinister misrepresentation, sinister misconception and representation of Easter, using a religious holiday that should be sacred and humbling for Christians all over the world, using it as a crux to rain potential death on a civilization, a group of people, a you know, for them, on another religion, another belief. That's, not even that, not even that stretched from Christianity itself. While they're, celebrating faith and religious liberty. That's my prediction. Again, I hope it doesn't ring true. But I'd be hard pressed to not consider it after what I've seen so far. Because all plans and movements and everything are setting up for something to happen, something to go down. And I genuinely think that this administration, Trump and his goonies, these sinister, crazy, maniacal losers, are basically copywriting your religious holiday to go through with their war crimes. Copywriting your savior as they were paralleling Trump, Trump with Jesus yesterday. Copywriting your savior, your celebration, your religious holiday again. To commit a criminal operation. Again, to rain potential death upon people. I think that for most Christians and most people out there, even non-Christians alike, would feel that that is quite sickening and a disgusting act. I mean, for those of you who believe in the Antichrist, I don't see how you don't look at what's going on here and genuinely consider that this piece of shit over here is maybe your Antichrist. I mean, and I don't even believe in that shit anymore. But like, seriously, this should be concerning for you. They're all calling this a holy war. This is now the Christian Holy Week for the White House, starting the war on an Israeli Jewish holiday. I'm telling you, I feel that there is a strong case to say that there is an intent to potentially try, at least, to end the war on a Christian holiday. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Till next time, peace. Clear Talk. I'm out.